Hello everyone, welcome to another video. Today we are talking about QNT and the first purchase I've made since the summer of 2024. Now don't get me wrong, it was a small purchase, the market is still uncertain and I'm being cautious. But what I've seen this week is too big to ignore. With the deleted digital euro leak to Quant standing on stage with central banks, R3 and Visa. And while the charts look ugly right now, to me it does not feel like a 2022 prolonged bear market, more like a whipsaw. Think the 2020 crash, because this entire crash is self-willed and could be reversed with one singular tweet. So if you're a holder of QNT or just enjoy watching the QNT videos, be sure to leave a like down below. And with that said, let's get straight into the video. Okay, so a quick reminder for every video that we make that this is not financial advice and for entertainment purposes only. Nothing in cryptocurrency is guaranteed and you could lose all of your money. Stay safe and do your own research. Now, I first want to go into a market outlook and overview of what's been happening in terms of prices because I bought some cryptocurrency here. Well, just nearly a month ago, we made a video on cryptocurrencies that a big decision is coming. Now, we spoke about XRP, XDC, and XLM because those cryptocurrencies were still in profit. And I stated in that video, when it came to Bitcoin and the whole market, there was a clear loss of structure. And whether it's a breakout to the upside or the downside, you have to assume continuation. And there has been continuation to the downside for the most part. So I de-risked and took profit in some cryptocurrencies that I was already in profit in, but I still had crypto skin in the game for a future rally or just the long term in general. And I believe a whipsaw setup is in play. Now, a whipsaw is a sharp move with a reversal catching bulls and bears offside. And I believe even more after Bitcoin's reaction to today's fake news, right? A 90-day tariff pause excluding China turned out to be fake news, but Bitcoin went from 76k to around 81k in the matter of minutes, and the stock market added around 2.5 trillion, nearly the crypto market cap. So this market crash is truly like no other, completely self-willed and can be reversed with a couple of tweets. So I believe adding here to my position of QNT at around $60 a piece is not a bad idea at all. Now focusing on reasons why I bought QNT, mainly based around QNT and what's going on recently, was the digital euro leak. Now first I thought this was a joke, April 1st, so many April Fools is going on, but if you look a little bit closer, it doesn't really seem that realistic. Right here we can see on the page of Quant, we worked on the digital pound, the UK's regulated liability network, and the digital euro. And this was uploaded on the website for 10 minutes, then taken down. Now, if it truly was an April Fool's, they would have left it on there for the whole day. And I can't think of an organization less likely to do an April Fool's like this. And I can't think of an organization more likely to be involved with the digital euro, right? Worked on the digital pound, the UK's regulated liability network, alongside 11 major financial institutions, and it was a success, right? Digital euro is a pretty big deal as well, right? 20 countries in the Eurozone use the euro. It's a massive market compared to the UK alone, and it's nearing the end of the preparation phase. Now, we also know that Nexi were chosen by the European Central Bank to develop digital euro prototypes for in-store payments, and they are a partner of Quant Network. And on top of that, a great find here by Dan Tello with an interview of the Intranet CEO stating their work with Quant Network and who Quant Network have also worked with.
We had the opportunity and great fortune to work with Quant Network. They originally created ISO 222, TC 307, and a couple people on their team have ACH patents from back in the day. They work with the Bank of International Settlements, the European Central Bank, and His Majesty's Treasury now.
So the ECB name drop is pretty substantial there. Also, the Quant team have been very excited about the Euro on LinkedIn. It was the same for Project Rosalind and RLN, which they had involvement with. And you might say this is too breadcrumby, nothing's confirmed. Well, all of the major events with Quant were predicted beforehand, as Sam states there. Moving on to industry recognition and company presence events, right? Gilbert Verdian is attending the Innovate Finance Summit in April 2025, alongside head of Swift UK and Ireland, CEO of Clearbank, Revolut, and many, many more. And you also have in June digital money. Speaking alongside the Bank for International Settlements, the Central Bank of Germany, you have Lloyds Bank, Visa, and Fidelity. Now, many might say, does this even matter? Is it important? Yes, well, because he's rubbing shoulders with institutions, central banks, top regulators, and the market can stay disconnected from fundamentals for a long time. We know that obviously governments, banks, they move slowly and cautiously, and for Quant's sake, they are moving from the experimental phases to the final stages. So now that we're moving into so many final phases, it truly is a ticking time bomb for QNT. Now moving on to the interview with Martin Hargreaves. Unfortunately, it's pulled from YouTube, but we have a quick summary from Jarno. So a key point here, how banks can essentially integrate all the tech now if they wanted without huge costs. So that's what Quant is offering, the ability to adapt and plug in existing systems, meaning rapid adoption, and therefore no expensive overhauls. Also, we can see how prospective clients can now sample. So the tech isn't just for large enterprises, it's for businesses of all sizes. And we can also see an incoming sandbox in Q2 within 6 months. So it'll be interesting to see what real world applications come from that and how banks and businesses want flow in their business. So they're losing out on hundreds of thousands annually due to inefficient banking practices. With settlement payments optimized with Quant's tech, they can recapture that lost value. So to conclude today's video, I'm just adding a small portion of QNT to my position. Could we go lower? Is there downside risk? Yes, but I believe most of it has been taken. Now I'm just adding a little bit, right? A big mistake I made in 2022 was dollar cost averaging too heavy at the beginning of a downtrend. Right in January, February, March, I was buying heavily, but the price had not bottomed yet. Not trying to time the bottom, but you have to add more to your DCA as the bear market goes deeper, as the price goes deeper to the lower zones. I did it the other way around. And just with QNT, I'm buying for the long term. The same with XRP, XDC, XLM, Tau, Quill, and a few others. I have that long term vision. And if it was the other way around, where QNT was near all time highs and XRP was still in the 40, 50, 60 cent ranges, I would be making the exact same video the other way around. But that is going to be pretty much it for today's video. If you made it this far, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.